What if cholesterol isn't the bad guy you think it is? Why cholesterol is not the villain, the science your doctor may not have shared with you. What if the very medication that you're taking to save your life is actually putting your health at risk? Doctors have been telling us that cholesterol is deadly. But what if they've got it completely wrong? What if you've been so busy with your life, which is completely natural and normal, that you've just not had the time or the thought or the inclination to even question our great leaders, those professionals who are supposed to have our best interests at heart and at the heart of everything that they teach us? What if they have been unknowingly misled by dodgy science or dodgy information which has been around for so long, for so many decades, that it's now practically folklore? Ow. I'll tell you what, sometimes filming outside is very spiky. That's a very prickly thing here that keeps attaching itself to my fingers and bloody brambles. So if you've ever worried about your cholesterol numbers, or you've felt pressured into taking statins, those drugs that are for lowering cholesterol, then you need to watch this video, because by the end you're going to know exactly why cholesterol is not your enemy and what the real threat to your heart health is, and how this knowledge could literally add donkey's years to your life. So pull up a chair, or just stand if you're into that biohack, and I'm not going to do that again, and allow me to enlighten you. My name's Voysey, I'm a health coach, and I'm passionate about helping you find your true health using real solutions like proper human species-specific food and the right kind of daily movement, just like I've done. You can reverse conditions, you can be empowered if you know the right path to take charge of your own health and be in charge of your own destiny. Don't leave it up to somebody who may not necessarily have your best interests at heart, as I'm about to share with you here. Bring me the ball then. Come on, bring it here, bring it here, bring it here, bring it. Where's the ball? God, that bloody bramble actually made my finger bleed. Chapter 1, the origins of the cholesterol confusion. We've all been misled, and that's the doctors included, by flawed research. Quick recap, it started with rabbits. If you watched my last cholesterol video, where I told you all about the flawed science that led to the belief that cholesterol clogs our arteries, and it was based on a study done on rabbits, plant eaters, who never, ever naturally eat cholesterol, who were fed cholesterol in an attempt to prove that it clogged arteries, and it did. Surprise, surprise. And that's where the whole cholesterol belief that it clogs our arteries was born. But the confusion deepened rather significantly with the arrival of another man onto the scene. And I'm going to tell you a story, not a fairy tale, more of a documentary, about a man named Ancel Keys, who in the 50s carried out his infamous 22 countries study. And Keys initially collected data from 22 countries to prove his hypothesis that a high-fat diet was the cause of heart disease. A high-fat diet led to high cholesterol, which led to heart disease. However, having initially collected this data from 22 countries, he then deliberately reselected only 7 of the countries that supported his hypothesis. And the hypothesis being that saturated fat and cholesterol causes heart disease. He intentionally excluded countries like France, like Switzerland, like Norway, because they were places that did have a high-fat diet but had really low rates of heart disease. So this selective reporting created a misleading narrative that cholesterol is dangerous, despite all contradictory evidence. And Ancel Keys was known for his, let's politely say, his sizable ego and intense ambition to become a prominent figure in nutritional science, leading him to selectively manipulate data to fit his cholesterol theory, and a theory which was which we've all been confidently but mistakenly following for all the decades since the 1950s. So the pharmaceutical industry took Ancel's study and ran with it. And then there was this gold rush race to come up with a drug which could be given to people to reduce this dangerous bad guy cholesterol. And in the 1970s, finally, statins were born. They were invented, and this was a pill that a patient could take to lower his cholesterol. And in 1987, lovastatin was finally licensed for use. So it took a while, considering that Ancel Keys did his study in the 50s, and it wasn't until the late 80s that drug was finally licensed for use. Chapter 2, cholesterol's essential roles, science-backed facts. So first of all, your body needs cholesterol. It's essential for life. If you took the cholesterol away, you would be dead by tomorrow. That's how important it is. It's used in every single cell in the body. Your liver will make it when you don't take enough in through your diet. It's needed for hormone health, it's needed for testosterone and estrogen and cortisol manufacture. And without cholesterol, hormone production just tanks. It's a disaster. It's also needed for vitamin D, which we also get from sunlight. So vitamin D, cholesterol helps your skin to convert sunlight into vitamin D. Crucial for immunity and also for your bone health. Cellular integrity. That sounds complex, doesn't it? Every single cell, of which we have trillions and trillions, needs cholesterol for structural stability. Every single cell. So there's another small use for cholesterol. Another reason why you might not want to lower your cholesterol levels. And also for your brain health. Low cholesterol is linked to cognitive decline, to dementia, and also to depression. Depression, low cholesterol. Think about how long we all followed low-fat diets for, being told that was the path to amazing health and a perfect body weight and size. And it leads to depression. So key research reveals people with high cholesterol levels often live longer, healthier lives, especially older adults and women. Chapter 3, heart disease. The real culprits, it's not cholesterol, it's inflammation and insulin resistance. Endothelial damage. The endothelial layer, if this is the inside of your artery, this surface here, so arteries are very small, capillaries and veins even tinier. Endothelial damage. So if this is the inside of your artery, this surface here, this surface has what's called an endothelial layer. Okay, bear with me because it doesn't get any more complicated than this. And that layer is literally one cell thickness. It's very thin. And excess sugar and refined carbohydrates and inflammatory seed oils that we eat in our diet, these damage that endothelial layer. They damage the layer which is the lining of each of your arteries. And that damage, we're talking cuts. Imagine it being scratched and damaged by the inflammation that the food you're eating is causing on a daily basis. That is damage to that layer inside your veins. Insulin resistance, which I've talked about at length. This metabolic dysfunction is directly linked to arterial inflammation, so inflammation of the inside of that artery, and also to heart disease. And recent science has shown that coronary artery calcium scores, that's CAC scores, can predict heart attacks far better than cholesterol levels ever could. So that's amazing, isn't it? Recent science has shown that measuring your calcium levels is a better indicator of whether or not you're likely to get heart disease or whether you've got heart disease than measuring cholesterol. So CAC scores measure inflammation, the inflammation to the inside of that artery, not cholesterol. So statins reduce cholesterol That's what they were invented to do. But do they reduce heart disease? Do they really prevent heart disease? Absolute risk is absolutely minimal. Major side effects including muscle pain, joint problems, cognitive decline and diabetes, and cognitive decline leading to dementia. Statins block essential CoQ10 production, which is vital for your mitochondrial energy, and mitochondria being the little powerhouses inside each of your cells. CoQ10, coenzyme Q10, is a natural antioxidant that your body makes to help keep your cells healthy and producing energy and keeping your heart healthy. So let's talk money for a short, hot moment. Statins are a multi-billion-dollar industry, one of the most profitable, if not the most profitable drug on the planet. Let that sink in for a minute. So Lipitor alone, Lipitor made over $12 billion a year at its peak. And the more people who qualify, obviously, for high cholesterol, the more pills can be prescribed. Conveniently, the normal cholesterol range has been lowered over time. So whereas it used to be, a normal number used to be over 300, now it's below 200. The more people can be prescribed, the more pills get sold. And more people end up on statins. And once you take them, you tend to be on them for life. So think about that. Ask yourself, is this really about my health, or is it about profit? You have to ask these type of questions. So I'm always astonished that more people either don't know this stuff or they don't question it. I mean, the information's been out there for at least the last 20 years, and we all have the internet, don't we? So for myself, I started learning all about cholesterol around 2011 when I was given a book by Dr. Zoe Harcombe by a friend, one of our oldest friends called Tim, who came to visit us with his wife in France, where we lived at the time. And as he prepared us this wonderful dinner with duck breasts fried in fat, and then he made this delicious sauce with the fat that was left over, because I asked him, do you want me to drain that off? He said, oh, no, we need that. And he left me with a copy of this book that he'd read by Dr. Zoe. And the rest, as they say, is history. I've been spreading the word ever since. I've been telling people about cholesterol being good for you, but I'm always shocked when my friends or family members admit to me that they're taking statin drugs. And it genuinely breaks my heart, because it's just so unnecessary and so wrong and so bad for them. So even if we allow for people having zero interest or no time, or being completely wedded and to their doctor, trusting everything the doctor tells them, anything anybody in a white coat with a stethoscope tells them, I'm still flabbergasted that people don't ask more questions. Because if I was prescribed a drug, I'd want to know everything there was to know about that drug, and I would make sure I did before I ever let it pass my lips. But maybe that's just me. Statins might slightly benefit men who've already had a heart attack, but for most people, especially women, the benefits are negligible. So part 5, busting more myths. We've got high fat clogs arteries. Nope. Studies show that low fat, high carb diets will increase inflammation, and high fat, low carb diets do absolutely the opposite. LDL cholesterol is always bad. No, incorrect. Small, dense, lower density lipoproteins, LDL, is caused by eating junk food and sugar. And they are the ones that are causing the issues, not healthy, large LDL particles. And you don't really have to worry about LDL or HDL. Just know that if you eat junk food, you're causing your body damage. That's really all you need to know. Cholesterol-free equals healthy. No, wrong again. Cholesterol-free processed foods usually increase inflammation. Processed foods usually increase inflammation. That's all you need to know. Chapter 6, action steps, practical and scientific. How can you genuinely and safely improve your heart health? So, number one, lower your body inflammation. That means eliminating the sugars, cutting out the refined carbs and the seed oils, eating real foods and cutting out the junk food. Just cut out junk food. Just eat real single ingredient foods. Things that you would prepare in your kitchen at home rather than things with long lists of ingredients that you don't recognise. Number two, boost insulin sensitivity. That means strength training, using weights. Body weight is good enough to start with. Daily walking, sprinting's excellent if you can manage that. Intermittent fasting. All of these things will boost your insulin or your body's blood sugar sensitivity. Because many of us have become, over the years, over the decades of eating an incorrect diet, have become insulin resistant. Number three, request better testing. Ask your doctor for a CAC test. That's the calcium test. Ask him to test your insulin levels and your CRP and your homocysteine markers. You know, ask for tests that you don't necessarily just get prescribed. They won't give you these tests unless you ask for them. You've got to show them that you're knowledgeable enough to know what these things mean and that you want them as well, because you want to know what your markers are. Number four, support your mitochondria. That's the powerhouses, the little powerful engines inside each of your cells, all over your body, trillions of them. Support them. That means morning sunlight, getting light in your eyes first thing in the day, even if it's not sunny. Eating nutrient-dense proteins, that's meat, fish, eggs, dairy, if you can tolerate dairy, healthy fats. And number five, manage stress. Chronic stress will spike your cortisol. That's your stress, your primary stress hormone, which is going to inflame your arteries, which, you think of that analogy of the inside of the artery being that endothelial layer, and it's becoming inflamed, and now it's got cuts in it, and it's injured. Protect it by lowering the inflammation over your whole body, and do that by reducing stress and practical things you can do to reduce stress, like do some deep breathing every day. Try meditation. It's not just for yogis and people that wear raffia sandals and print dresses. It's for everybody. It's meditation is a simple practice. It's about being more mindful, and it's about unplugging and tapping into the relaxed state of your body. Tapping into your body's relaxation, really, really important. There are so many easy ways you can learn to do basic meditation techniques. You know, download an app, watch a YouTube video. There's so much information out there. Empowerment. Chapter 7, taking charge of your health. Let me put this out there. Doctors aren't intentionally misleading you, far from it. They believe that they've got your back. They believe they've got your best interests at heart. That's why they trained for all those years to become doctors. They're unfortunately just trained on outdated science. So armed with current research, you can advocate for yourself. You can have informed discussions and make better health choices. And if your doctor isn't prepared to at least have a discussion with you about the alternatives to being prescribed a statin drug, which you then have to take for the rest of your life, then maybe it's time to look for another doctor, a more informed doctor, because there are out there. There's plenty of them. There's so many doctors that you can look up and listen to and read about who don't believe the cholesterol myth, shall we call it. Because cholesterol is not the villain, and it never was. Let's focus on real health strategies and leave the outdated myths in the dark ages where they belong. So if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe and share this vital information. You could save someone's life. Let's keep spreading the truth. Comment below, did this information surprise you? What's your cholesterol story? What have you been told about cholesterol by your health professional? And if you'd like more health insights and exclusive tips and personal updates straight to your inbox, I have just set up an email that is just for my subscriber community. So join my Emma Voysey Health email community. You'll be the first to receive practical health strategies, inspiring stories, and special content that I don't share anywhere else. And I won't bombard you, I promise you, I don't have the time. So sign up below, the link is in the description. Hi, Mikey dog. And let's make your journey to vibrant health easy and fun and supported. And hopefully I'll see you on my next video. And remember, your health is in your capable hands, and it's never too late to make positive changes. Cheerio for now, and if you've enjoyed this video, have a look at one of these too, because you might enjoy them as well.